Good evening, Belize, and welcome to XTV's news broadcast for Thursday, June 20th, 2024. Making the headlines tonight, Doris Grant remanded for being the member of a gang. UB Staff Union calls out Briceño administration on failed promise to reinstate subvention. AG discusses proposed amendment to criminal code that has media concerned, and digitization of vital statistics unit ongoing. We take our first break and return with the news in detail.
Brothers Abet is celebrating Super Handy Dads for the entire month of June with super handy deals that just can't be beaten. Give that super handy dad the perfect gift from our super selection, like 15% off all power tools and hand tools store-wide, 15% off track car batteries, 20% off Eureka Vats, 20% off Decon Matte Emulsion, and 25% off Valspar and Dutch Boy paints. Plus, for every $50 you spend, get a chance to win $500 worth of tools for 3 super special dads. So give dad his best Father's Day gift yet from Brothers Abet. Come in or reach out to us today. Brothers Abet wishes all super handy dads a super happy Father's Day.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online, reimagined and redesigned. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
this plan. I can't left this plan. Smart beliefs.
Hey there, smart thinkers. We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speed flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
No, I can't left this plan. I can't left this plan.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Welcome back with your news. I am MarKeisha. 48-year-old Doris Grant, who was out on bail for charges related to land fraud, was remanded to prison today upon being charged with being a member of a gang. She was arraigned today along with her partner, 31-year-old Austin Underwood, who was also charged with being a member of a gang. She is set to reappear in court on Wednesday, July 31st. Upon leaving handcuffed, that is, for prison, she told the media that police are chancing her. The University of Belize Faculty and Staff Union issued a press release calling out the Britannia administration for not fulfilling a campaign promised to reinstate the university's subvention to that of pre-pandemic figures, which would be $11 million per year versus the $7 million they are receiving now. According to UBFSU President Dr. Payosaki, the reduction has limited the university's ability to grow.
We're back here now almost 2 years in the university system, and our subvention is still not restored. Our salaries have been restored, but the cost of that is not being met other than through tuition or some other mechanisms that the university may. Unfortunately, this cut in subvention, as it was at the time the government came into power, leads to a lot of limitations for the university, including things like closing programs, reducing our capacity to initiate new activities, and in general to allow the university not to grow.
UB lecturer Timothy Damai revealed that apart from not returning the subvention to pre-pandemic figures, the government has also failed to add to that amount as they have promised. Damai did concede that the government has increased the budget for scholarships, but he added that those only assist students and do not help the university to operate.
Raised it from 10 to 11, like the president of the union has stated, Brother Pio, in 2019. When COVID hit, it was dropped to 8 million in 2020. And that was when the PUP, when they were campaigning, they ran on one of their platforms, was reinstating it back to the original 11 million. In addition, they committed in another interview during the campaign in August 12th of 2020, they committed to increasing it by $1 million per annum until it hit 15 million. So this did not happen. So the thing is, the university needs money to operate. All of the other monies that the government reduced, the salaries, the allowances, all the increments, everything that's been reduced has by now been restored, to the best of my knowledge, across the entire country. So why has not the subvention for UB been reinstated? Now, the government will say that they've raised scholarships from, I believe the number was 4 million to 13 million last year for students. But those are not just for UB students. Those are across all the institutions throughout the country. And then remember that the scholarship goes to the student to fund their education. That does not serve the same role as a subvention. Subvention is giving money to operate. And the subvention currently right now is below 8 million. It's about 7.6, 7.7 million. And that barely gets UB through 7 months of operation, just funding its payroll.
According to the UB FSU, the calls for an increase in subvention have been met with an affirmation that there is not enough money. However, they feel that there is ample time to rectify the issue without then having to resort to a protest or other such similar tactics. Minister of Education Honorable Francis Fonseca told CREM News, XTV, open quote, "We came into government during COVID when the university was effectively closed for almost 2 years and the economy was on life support. We even had to ask public officers and teachers to take a salary adjustment. We were therefore not in a position to increase funding to UB over the past 3 years. Our term is not over and we are working very closely with the new board of trustees and president to put in place a sustainable financial plan for our national university," end quote. The Attorney General's ministry will be in charge of drafting the amendments to the criminal code to criminalize the unauthorized publication, dissemination, or disclosure of statements, documents, video footage, photographs, or other material forming part of an ongoing criminal investigation when authorities feel it would, open quote, endanger the lives of witnesses and compromise the integrity of investigations, end quote. The media is rightly concerned about this move as it could be used as a fetter on the free press. Attorney General Anthony Sylvester Jr. was asked how they would ensure that a balancing act is done to maintain the rights of the press intact.
Importantly, how do we balance and ensure that the rights of the media is preserved, but also ensure that a victim who's a person who's a victim of a crime, that the evidence which is sought to be gathered, that is not lost, that for whatever reason does not prohibit, does not restrict, does not have the criminal investigation be thwarted. That's an important balance because so certainly the media has a right to ensure that the freedom of press is preserved, but the victim, of course, has a right to ensure that
safety,
his or her right to be vindicated as a result of an egregious or grievous offense that may be committed against his or her. And at all times, when drafting legislation, drafters are always mindful of ensuring that balance is kept. And of course, such a piece of legislation, the members of the public, including media, will have a further opportunity when the matter, certainly a piece of legislation like this, you could only imagine will be submitted to committee, and then views of the public, in particular the media, could be submitted and could really engage at that point, no?
So Esther provided another example to show why the changes are needed.
I'm sure you would understand also from a policy perspective of the government and in trying to ensure that lawbreakers are held to account, that that they could be properly investigated and prosecuted. We don't want, for instance, say there is a statement of a victim, statement of a witness, and we've seen at times that statement of witnesses, they find themselves in the hands of people who ought not to. So somebody gives a statement, and that statement is sent to all and sundry, and the investigation hasn't concluded. That 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 creates difficulties for the investigator. The witness may not wish to proceed, may not be forthcoming again. Those are things which obviously causes problem for a investigation to be fully completed and fully and have the matter then be someone actually be arrested and be prosecuted.
The opposition United Democratic Party has opposed the proposal, calling it an attempt to criminalize the free press and free speech by trying to bury all the reports of crime taking place. The release states, open quote, "This administration has a fundamental problem with freedom of expression and speech." Similarly, last year, the Elections and Boundaries Department threatened the press about publishing their disgraceful redistricting proposal by misguidingly invoking standing orders of the House, which they have no authority to do, end quote. A road traffic accident occurred this morning on the George Price Highway near the Cave Branch Junction near mile 37. The accident involved two vehicles, a blue Nissan Kicks SUV and a gray pickup truck, both with extensive damages to their front side and both bearing Belize City license plates. It is not known whether any injuries were sustained by any of the occupants. Motorists are advised to drive with caution as the country is still under an excessive rainfall and strong thunderstorm watch. In particular, the public was advised this afternoon to exercise extreme caution on approaching mile 26 and 28 on the George Price Highway due to flooding. Meanwhile, the police department has confirmed that at least, that is, 2 police officers were involved in an accident just before midday in Ladyville, near Ladyville Technical High School. The duo and a civilian were transported to the hospital. The incident occurred when a light green SUV that was pulling off the side of the road onto the highway crashed into the oncoming gray police mobile. The details of the injuries of those hospitalized are unknown at this time. After the break, woman comes under attack in Belize City shooting. Stay with us.
Nando's Wholesale is your market leader in Belize's wholesale industry when it comes to high-quality products at the most reasonable and competitive prices. With over 40 years in the wholesale business, Nando's Wholesale embraces the partnership of the hotel industry in Belize by providing world-renowned brands in wines, seasonings, condiments, and cleaners in industrial sizes, as well as small and large kitchen appliances and equipment. Nando's also takes pride in providing one of the quietest and most durable air conditioning systems in Belize with technical support and spare parts. Nando's Wholesale. Professional, reliable, effective, and prompt. Nando's Wholesale always delivers. Visit us at www.nandos.bz or send an email to nandos@nandos.bz. Or, even better yet, give us a call today at 222-500 or 280-8080 to speak to one of our sales representatives today.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary. This May, get a chance to paint your entire home for free.
Free?
Free? Free? That's right. For 3 months, Design Depot is celebrating its 3-year anniversary with 3 lucky winners. Increase your chances to win with every $100 spent, all while enjoying exclusive store-wide specials and unbeatable deals on your favorite brands. Stay tuned to unlock June's extravagant prize. What are you waiting for? Shop now and join in on the celebration. You can be the next lucky winner. Some restrictions may apply. Design Depot, all in one place.
Where are your prescription? What are the best place to go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When the drugstore then close up the night and pan Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City. When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City. We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
A family from San Jose Nuevo Palmar, which is located adjacent to Orange Walk Town, came under attack on Wednesday by Africanized bees. The bees had built a nest on a mango tree in the yard. 3 family members were stung, 1 received minor injuries and didn't require medical treatment. The 72-year-old grandmother, however, was not as fortunate, as she was stung upwards of 100 times. She and another family member were transported to the Northern Regional Hospital for treatment. Another family member arrived to witness what was happening, and it was he who called for help. Extension officer at the Ministry of Agriculture, Densford Mangar, was a member of the team who arrived at the residence to help control the bees. He spoke of the incident and gave Galicians some tips.
But as what happened today is that we came here, but the owner is not here because they have been stung. So it is the responsibility of the community to try to get the job done, and within the neighbors did that. They helped us. The bees was located in a tree about 20 feet high. The mango tree, the limb is rotten, so we won't risk putting a ladder there, no. What we do, we get a long pole from the neighbor, we make a torch and get a small ladder and we burn it down. Because there are different scenarios in dealing with bees, no? So unfortunately, today the scenario is like that. As you can imagine, these suits are hot, and this is not a one-man job, no, it's a team job, and we work as a team at the Ministry of Agriculture. What I advise anybody if they see a swarm of bees, don't disturb the bees. The bees is not killer bees, as how they say. The bees does not, it kills, but it doesn't, that's not its job. It's like anybody, the bees will defend its territory and its queen, just like anybody else, right? When you disturb these animals, they will react very violently with dogs, people, anybody, right? However, we notice that residents have bees at their home for a very long time. Like this one is not just right now, this one is for a little while now, because it has the combs and everything. People like to see the bees at their residence, but don't report it on time. And when things like this happen, they report it to us, and we cannot do no miracle. Who to get stung will get stung, and we can't help them. And the other thing, you have a lot of fruit trees, mangoes, and so on. The mangoes dropping, bees get attracted to nectar, and that's what they do, no? So when there's a lot of mango under your tree, it's more likely bees can come there, or any kind of fruits or any flowering and so on, no? So people sometimes have to clean up the mangoes under their tree, get rid of it quickly, because bees look for nectar, so they be attracted to that. Anything sweet, right?
A car came under gunfire this morning at around 11 near Police Street in Belize City. The red car had bullet holes and the driver's window was shattered. Traveling inside were Andrea Avaloy and her young daughter, who were headed home, that is, at the time. Fortunately, neither was injured. Police are investigating the incident, and reports are that she is linked to a street figure. The Vital Statistics Unit, now relocated to the Charles Bartlett Hyde building in Belize City, in the government entity that records life events like births, deaths, and marriages. With new legislation, the Attorney General's Ministry, which has responsibility for the unit, will seek to incorporate divorces as well. We are told that currently there are also provisions to record a deed, polls, and adoptions too. There was a move started under former AG Magali Marini Young to digitize the unit. We asked the current AG, Anthony Sylvester Jr., who will complete a year in office on July 1st, how far along they have come with that process.
The purpose of the digitization process is to enable the public to be able to have access, and the public does not only refer to locally, but in particular, importantly, we have quite a number of Belizeans abroad who in real time want to have access to a birth certificate or a death certificate, and so this digitization of the vital statistics is to allow for that, where persons will be able to apply online, make payment online, and so that is something which, as part of the government's Planned Belize agenda to have the digitization of key important departments and units, and so it, because of the vast scope of the work that Vital VSU does, the process is ongoing, but we certainly hope to see that that process to be completed well before the end of this year.
According to Sylvester, after the digitization is complete, applicants would be able to obtain e-copies of their documents, but they will still allow walk-ins.
They would receive a e-copy. So the process would be twofold. Obviously, not everyone is tech savvy. Not everyone may wish to utilize that e-service. Some people may still wish to go in and actually at the office, and so that provision of service obviously will still have to be made available, and as well for those who want in real time, a birth certificate or a death certificate or the marriage certificate. So that's the thinking and the plan to address that.
The ruling People's United Party is finalizing its roster of Standard Bearer candidates for the next general elections. Among those who received a letter denying their candidacy is Deputy Belize City Mayor Alan Pollard, who submitted an application to the party's vetting committee to run in the Port Loyola Standard Bearer Convention against incumbent Gilroy Usher Sr. Well, the party has decided that Usher will be endorsed. It is the second time that Pollard is being denied to contest a party convention. He previously wanted to challenge for the position of mayoral candidate against Bernard Wagner, but was asked to stand down. He was then asked to run in the UDP stronghold of Queen Square, which he did. Pollard, who is 29 years old, has been topped in the polls in the municipal elections and has now set his heart on running in his own division of Port Loyola. However, the party leader, John Briceño, has said his time will come, even though he had also said that any incumbent could be challenged. PUP Freetown Area Representative Francis Fonseca was among those in the national executive of the party who did not support that Alan Pollard challenged Gilroy Usher Sr. However, Fonseca did say that everyone thinks highly of Pollard, but that it's simply not his time and there are processes that must be followed.
All of us in the party, at every level, I know from the leader down, all of us think very highly of Alan. We view him as a very promising young man. But there are processes that have to be followed in the party. There's a structure in place in the party for a reason. And so people are allowed to apply, but then that goes through a vetting process. And the national executive is the final step in that process. And so it was the National Campaign Committee, the vetting committee, that made the decision that they recommended to the national executive that Gilroy Usher be the only candidate for Port Loyola. And the national executive accepted that recommendation. That does not mean that the party thinks any less of Alan Pollard. He has been a dynamic young candidate for the People's United Party at the local election level, at the city council level. He has, of course, topped the polls. So we're very, very proud of Alan, and all of us have supported him in every way that we can. But certainly it was the consensus view, obviously not everybody, not unanimous, but the majority view of the national executive that at this time it was best to allow the current era representative, who was just elected for the first time in 2020, to allow him the opportunity to build on the success that he has had in Port Loyola.
Did you support Pollard's candidacy?
No, I accepted and supported the recommendation of the National Campaign Committee and the Vetting Committee, which supported Gilroy Usher not being challenged.
So, what did you make of his statements?
To blows. 2 ministers almost came to blows over the debate. Is this one of the maybe wildest things you've seen in an executive meeting?
No, I think that's a complete exaggeration of what happened. Nobody came close. I was right there, sitting there. Nobody came close to blows. That is drama somebody's dreaming up. No, of course, in executive meetings, in political meetings, there's always some level of drama and heated exchanges. That was it. There was nothing more.
We were told that at the executive meeting, Deputy Party Leader Cordell Hyde, Party Chairman Henry Usher, and Kaya South Air Representative Julius Espat all supported Pollard's bid. However, Pickstock, our Rep. Anthony Mahler vehemently opposed it and got into a heated exchange with Espat. Fonseca also denied they discussed the way Pollard dresses, as has been reported elsewhere.
First of all, I don't know where that came from, because there was absolutely no discussion. I'm saying there was absolutely no discussion in the National Executive about his dress, the way he dressed. There was absolutely no discussion about that.
Where did you get that from?
Well, I don't know, the same place you get it from. So there was no discussion about the way he dressed. Again, I think, we, in case of Corozal Bay, as you pointed out, again, that was a recommendation of the process we have in place, a recommendation of the Vetting Committee, the National Campaign Committee, and the National Executive accepted that recommendation. We have these structures in place for a reason. And so, that was what they recommended and we accepted.
After the break, 96 police officers received land purchase approval to become first-time landowners. Stay tuned.
Smart Belize! Hey there, smart thinkers! We're turbocharging your mobile experience with Smart's powered up postpaid plans. Imagine a world where your data speeds flows faster than ever. Well, guess what? We've cranked up the dial and unleashed the postpaid power of Smart's lightning fast LTE data on all our postpaid plans. That's right, no speed bumps, more data. It's like having a limitless highway of data speed at your fingertips. Whether you're a lone ranger with an individual plan or a squad rolling with a group plan, everyone gets to surf, stream, and share at enhanced, full, high-quality speed. Switch to Smart's powered-up postpaid plans today and ride the wave of postpaid power. Visit any Smart showroom or smart-bz.com for details and make your mobile experience smarter and faster. Smart, bringing people together.
I know I can't let this plan. I can't let this plan.
Where you get your prescription? What are the best place to go?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When the drugstore then close up the night and on Sunday and holidays, which one open?
Freetown Drugstore.
Bam City.
When you need somebody to talk to about your medication, who you are turn to?
Bam City.
We have been serving the general public for more than 30 years with fast, professional, and efficient services. We will continue doing so with honesty, integrity, and consistency.
This is the loyal Freetown Drugstore crew, always happily serving the general public at 28 Freetown Road, Belize City. Telephone 223-2876.
Upcoming enhancements to My Social Security. The new healthcare provider feature seamlessly connects healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers to facilitate the payment of sickness benefits. Here are the enhancements. Registered healthcare providers will create and submit online medical certificates using their healthcare provider accounts. Insured persons will receive a link to view the medical certificate to complete and submit their sickness benefit claim. And employers will receive an email notification of their employee's sickness claim. Also, the insured person and their employer will receive a copy of the claim decision letter after review. Healthcare providers, insured persons, and employers are encouraged to create a portal account to access and benefit from these new services on My Social Security at ssbportal.org.bz. My Social Security online portal. Social Security at your fingertips.
Make light work lighter and quicker with switch technology from Axi Power Tools. Axi Switch technology breaks the bondage of power cords and grants you the luxury of freedom and precision. Switch one battery across all your Axi line power tools effortlessly, allowing for quick and efficient work. Cut the cords. Choose efficiency with Axi Switch technology. Only at Benny's. Quality and savings.
Your personal online banking experience is about to get even better. Introducing the new Personal Atlantic Online. Reimagine and redesign. But that's not all. Something great is coming your way. Bank your way with any of our digital channels and save time for what matters most.
Amandala is now online. You can now access Amandala's midweek and weekend issues online by logging on to our website at amandala.com.bz/news and joining our membership portal today. There's 5 easy steps to get unlimited access to weekly e-paper, archive publications, and a host of other exclusive contents. Number 1, go to Amandala's website. Number 2, navigate to subscribed areas. Number 3, choose a membership level. Number 4, check out using our secured portal. Number 5, log into the members only section. Telephone numbers 501-280-4703 or 202-4477. Fax us at 501-222-4702, or you could email at amandalapress@yahoo.com or amandalapress@gmail.com. Amandala, all power to the people.
Reports are that Eddie Webster, the longest-serving clerk of the National Assembly of Belize, has tendered his resignation. The effective date is June 30th. He served in that role since 2010. Education Minister Francis Fonseca reported that Webster, who is 61 years old, has reached or was nearing retirement age and has been negotiating his departure for some time. Other reports are he was not seeing eye to eye with the House Speaker. As we shared on Wednesday, Belize attorney Leslie Mendez and Antigua attorney Caricia Samuel, that is, will be participating in the specialized one-week course of climate litigation and the Escazú Agreement organized by the Caribbean Natural Resources Institute and Chile Environmental Conservation, that is, organization, FEMA. Samuel works with the Global Legal Action Network and is currently part of the project to assist Barbuda land defenders against development projects that are detrimental to the citizens who have communal ownership of Barbuda. She told us that the course will help her and her clients gain a deeper understanding of the agreement to more effectively integrate its principles into environmental cases in the region and to strengthen advocacies for environmental protection, that is.
I came across the XTV Agreement for the first time while working on the John Mussington and Jacqueline Frank case. Surprisingly, it never came up in law school or during my work at other firms. This leads me to believe that more lawyers need to be aware of it, especially considering Antigua and Barbuda's ratification of the XTV Agreement. The government should be actively raising awareness, not just with the general public, but particularly with lawyers and judges. My current role involves filing legal claims, judicial review applications, and providing strong legal representation to the people in the Caribbean region, particularly Barbuda, Grenada, and Antigua, whose rights, livelihoods, and environments are threatened by major development projects. Currently, the Glen team and I are pursuing the case of John Mussington and Jacqueline Frank versus the Development Control Authority, the Antigua and Barbuda Airports Authority, and the Attorney General. This case challenges the construction of a private jet runway on Barbuda that would have significant environmental consequences for the island's archaeology, biodiversity, and geology. The Privy Council in 2024 invoked the XTV Agreement in favor of our clients in the appeal on the issue of standing, a first in the Caribbean. I applied for the workshop on environmental law to deepen my understanding of the XTV Agreement and the ecological and biological principles vital for assessing environmental impacts and site evaluations.
On Wednesday, Anthony Lewis, who is aspiring to contest Oscar Mira for the post of PUP Belmopan Standard Bearer, spoke to the media of the party's decision to endorse Mira. Lewis said he was informed of the decision through a letter he was sent by the PUP's national executive denying his application to run. Lewis said he believes it was the wrong decision.
The letter did not specify or state the reason for not being allowed or given the approval. The letter rather stated that the National Campaign Committee met, the vetting committee met, and rather than having a convention against the sitting area rep, they would rather have me support him in an endorsement to be announced.
Do you agree with that decision?
The decision came from the party. It's not the best decision, but when you're looking from the party aspect, these are some of the things that you have to really learn to take in, no? Although it might not be the right decision. But at the end of the day, it's all about trying to win back a seat, even if the decision was not made correct. The people of the constituents will then decide and will show at the end of the day, come general election, if the decision that was made against me was right or wrong.
Lewis said that he decided to contest to become standard bearer because he feels he could do a better job, as he said Mira has not been active in all parts of the capital city.
Well, I have to be honest here, right? From 2020, I can speak for Central Belmopan and maybe a part of the peripheries. We have not seen our area rep active in this part of Belmopan, right? It was displayed well during our time on the ground leading up to the municipal election, trying to get Team Pablo under the leader, Mr. Pablo Kawich, as mayor. And we had great resistance in Central Belmopan, of which I was a zone commander for the water reservoir area, Mountain View, and the police housing area. So that speaks for itself, that the people are not happy with our area rep. And hence the reason why I decided to really take up the challenge to give my people better representation and to serve them in a better capacity.
Apart from Lewis and Alan Pollard also denying their bid to run for PUP standard bearer was Cyril Garcia in Dangriga and Gualberto Wally Nunes in Belize Rural South earlier this year. A decision regarding David Castillo following an appeal is pending for Corozal North. Lewis said that he found the process to be unfair.
The party has the final say, but looking on it from a different point of view, the entire country would have preferred for a government, a ruling government, or the leaders and the people in power to come out clear and state that we are going back with all our area representatives, and we will endorse everyone. And some might be upset for a time, no? But at the end of the day, it's the party decision, rather than going through this entire process where the party put out applications. We who are interested in running for our area submitted our application, paid $1,000, non-refundable, and then went through a vetting, and then at the end of the day, just to know that there would be an endorsement. And I think that people would more, or the citizens, or your constituents, or the country will respect you more if you come out, be honest, and say, listen, we won't have any conventions. No, it's not a fair process. Although they have the last say, I think that myself and the other candidates across the entire country who put in their application should be given a fair chance to contest. If the area rep is doing a great job or is doing his or her job, then they shouldn't be afraid to contest, right? But we should be given that opportunity.
For his part, Cyril Garcia, also known as Cyril Uruguay, who had applied to contest in Dangriga against Dr. Louis Abane, posted his dissatisfaction on Facebook. In a statement, Garcia said, open quote, "I refuse to stand idly by and accept a decision that undermines the democratic principles upon which the party was founded. I intend to do everything within my power to reserve this decision to ensure that the voices of the residents and voters of Dangriga are heard loud and clear. Our community deserves the right to choose their representative, and I will not rest until that right is upheld," end quote. And on Monday, 96 police officers received approval to purchase land to become first-time landowners. The gesture was the result of a collaboration between the Ministry of Home Affairs, Ministry of Natural Resources, and Belize Police Association. Minister responsible for the police, Honorable Karim Musa, said it was a promise made to the officers for their hard work during the pandemic. Sergeant Randy Lyons, The president of the Belize Police Department said it gave the officers a sense of accomplishment.
When our administration came into office, it was during a very difficult time, the time of COVID, and our police officers had to carry on special duties during that time, and our administration made a pledge to them at that time that we would ensure that all officers who do not own a piece of land in the country would be receiving a land title. And so today we issued 100 land purchase approval forms for these officers, and this follows two previous cohorts of 100 each.
What they have expressed to me is gratitude, excitement. Anybody that happens to own a piece of the jewel must be excited, must be happy. It gives them a sense of accomplishment.
It is my hope that this piece of our jewel opens more doors for you and your families. Be that having the collateral to build a new house, going back to school, or simply just a place you can with a peace of mind called home.
And with that, we have come to the end of our newscast. A repeat can be viewed on this station later tonight at 9 and again tomorrow at midday. Join us again tomorrow for another news broadcast. I am MarKeisha Young. Have a safe and enjoyable evening.
Thank you.